Hello, and thanks for watching this simple video on how to navigate WellFunded as a fund holder. So to get to the screen, you would have accepted your invitation from your DAF administrator, created your simple account, and this is where you should have landed. So there's a few ways to discover charities on WellFunded. The first, of course, is you can search for them up here. Let's just find Thrive for Good here. And you'll view their portrait. This is all the information that we think you might need to evaluate or search for or understand a charity better. Charity details, the leadership team, financials. It's important to note that other than financials, this is information the charity enters themselves. The financials we pull in from the CRA, 3 years worth of data. The charity can also enter in their own data. Down below, as well as upload audited financial statements, and then of course their funding needs. So this is sort of your standard grant application profile here, project description, background, how you measure success, who your project leader is, your outstanding need, timeline, risk assessment, goals, impact. So there's lots there to explore. The other, speaking of explore, way to navigate WellFunded is through our search and explore. You can select countries. You can say look for all projects except for in, let's say, Canada, if you want to give internationally. One way, and then another way to do it is you can filter by impact areas. So let's say I want to find WASH charities. This is an important toggle here. Matching criteria, turn it to on. So I want to find WASH charities and let's say Christian focused programming, and I want to hit search. Up comes those lists there, and then this gives you all of the WASH charities with Christian focused programming as an example. I'm going to refresh that, and actually I'm going to go back to search and explore, and let's just toggle on healthcare charities here, and we're going to view search and explore. Actually, I'm going to refine it by just charities. Whoops. So now there's just charities working in health. So let's take 540 Eatery and Exchange. This gives a great overview, your leadership team, financial data, contact and support. And so that's another way of searching and exploring. Another feature on WellFunded, of course, is charity lists. So you can create your own list as a fund holder. Your DAF can also create a list, and if your DAF creates a list, you will be able to see it. So for example, if the parent DAF creates their favorite food banks, then you can see their favorite food banks as an example. The last feature I want to show quickly is actually two more features to show quickly. The first is WellCheck. So for example, if I want to find just favorite food banks, and I'm going to look at Food Stash Foundation. If I'm interested in making a serious gift to the Food Stash Foundation, but maybe I don't know enough about them, look, this profile isn't really filled out that well, I can go request a WellCheck, and up comes a little prompt, and if I'm serious about making a gift, I can hit send WellCheck request. It's going to get them to fill out about 45 questions. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple to answer. And then we are going to have our tool analyze all of that along with best practices, along with all of the CRA data that we have on that charity. And it will generate for you about a 2-page simple report on the governance practices, the financial practices, the impact assessment, and more on that charity. Everything we think you need to make a qualified assessment of that charity and hopefully give to that charity. The great thing is that once the charity completes that once, they don't have to keep doing it. So it lives on their profile. I'm going to give you a quick example here. So this is an example of a WellCheck. So you can see this is the overview, when it was last done, the accreditations, the mission and focus, the governance, some context around their financials that might be relevant to you, their compliance, their communication, and some thoughtful questions for you to reflect on. So that is WellCheck. It's a really powerful feature that can hopefully give you confidence as you make your gifts on WellFunded. Lastly, account details. So depending on whether your DAF has chosen to opt into this feature, they can update the balance on your fund, which gives you obviously a clear understanding of how much money you can pledge away on WellFunded or on other areas. It's important to note that WellFunded is not a transaction platform. So when you make a pledge on WellFunded, for example, if I made a $50,000 pledge to Axe for Water on this on this page here, that would just notify the parent account, so the DAF administrator in this context, to then carry out the processes their own way. It wouldn't, the transaction wouldn't actually happen on the platform, but you could then see the gifts that are outstanding on this screen, and you would get notified when the DAF has actually made that gift to the charity, and then you would get notified when the charity has actually received it. It's a way of kind of completing the loop, so to speak. You can set your own giving goals, which then just help you monitor your progress throughout the year, or multi-year giving goals as well. That is a quick overview in 5 minutes or less of the WellFunded platform, and there are many more features to come, but I hope this gives you a good understanding of how to use it.